We want to get the latest on that breaking news right now. The European Union has just released a list of countries that are allowed to travel into the EU. The United States is not one of them. I want to bring in NBC's chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, with the very latest on this. Richard, this is significant news that we're just learning. The U.S. effectively, Americans banned from traveling to Europe right now. What specifically is the EU saying about making this decision?
So the EU had been debating this for some time, and there had been leaks and reports that it was heading in this direction for the last several days. This has been a very sensitive decision, particularly because of this American factor. The EU, a bloc of 27 nations, is trying to recoup some of the summer travel season. So they want to make it for people, make it easier for people to travel within Europe and for select countries from the outside to come to Europe for non-essential travel, that is tourism, business, etc. And they were looking at how different countries from outside the bloc were doing with the COVID crisis, how they were managing it at home. And the U.S. was not on the list. It was not given exemption. It was effectively not given an invitation to Europe's new reality, where it is allowing only certain people in, only certain countries in. And just a short time ago, the EU formally announced its decision and listed 14 countries that it said have passed the criteria, which means low COVID rates at home, to allow them in. And it's a significant list because when you read it, I think it should be a wake-up call for many Americans to say, these are the countries that the EU thinks of as less of a threat than the United States, and those countries are Algeria, Australia, Canada, Georgia, the country, not the state, Japan, Montenegro, Morocco, New Zealand, Rwanda, Serbia, South Korea, Thailand, Tunisia, and Uruguay. China was also added on the list, but with an asterisk. They are still awaiting a reciprocal agreement with China. But it is certainly an indication of how the rest of the world, particularly Europe, sees the United States right now, seeing it as a potential trading partner. European countries, European businesses would certainly love American tourists back. But at this moment, they see the U.S. as a COVID threat.
Yeah, breaking news that's certain to raise tensions between this White House and the EU, but also to sort of undermine the point the president has been making all throughout, that he says he and the U.S. have handled this crisis better than anywhere else in the country. Again, the breaking news that the EU is now effectively banning Americans from traveling there for the time being due to the virus cases here. Richard, thank you.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.